Hey guys, and welcome to LITTLEBLACKBOOK91. We are back once again for part two of the sit down with Kenneth from Put a Ring on It. Yesterday was explosive, and today is sure to be explosive again. Today we're not going to waste time. We're going to go straight into everything to do with Put a Ring on It as well. But first of all, Kenneth, how you doing today? You all right?
Yes, sir. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm alive and well, and I'm eating chicken, sir. So I'm always good. You know what I mean?
Good deal.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Well, listen, I know yesterday we kind of touched on it, but let's start from that beginning piece of Put a Ring on It. We've got a bit of understanding in terms of time scales, but just to quickly run us through it real quickly, and then we'll get on to Put a Ring on It. You and Shorty got together what, June?
Yes, sir. Got together in
June
June
time.
2018.
Okay. 2018. Okay. You moved in what, August,
Uh,
September?
yeah, end of August, end of August. Yes, sir. Roughly
Okay, end
around
of
first.
August.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So within 3 months, you guys are moving in, and the reason why you moved in was
Um, she felt like I could be an extra help for us financial stability, and also she was always talking about buying a house in the near future, and us being partners already and in a relationship, and me having plans to move to Atlanta eventually. We just felt that it was just the best option for us in our relationship for saving money and finances and having another partner that can, contribute to the household, which is who I was.
lovely stuff. And obviously, without going too deep, I mean, obviously you had met her twice. You had gone over to see her twice or so. Did you have any apprehension about moving in because you didn't know her that? I guess some of us would say you didn't know her that well. How well do you feel that you knew her before moving in?
Um, I felt like I knew her pretty well. Like I said, we spoke for hours and hours on the phone daily, and hell, even out throughout the night, practically falling asleep on the phone with one another. And then just our chemistry just felt just so right when we did get around with each other. Those couple times I visited, it just felt like we was inseparable. You know what I mean? Just new beginnings, I guess, can always feel like that. But we were very much into one another. There was just a lot of passion, just a lot of loving. Um, it's definitely something I wanted to experience more of on just a permanent basis for sure. So it was easy for me to make that transition. Like, I want this lady as my queen someday. I want to take it to that next level for sure.
Love that. Love that. And obviously, when you moved in, she obviously said you'll be paying half the bills.
Yeah,
That was correct.
yes,
Which you
that,
would you, according to your knowledge, have you been paying half the? Were you paying half the bills the whole entire time? Did you miss any bills? Did you stop paying bills at a point in time? Like, tell us a little bit more about that financial situation.
no, that wasn't. That was never a time that I did not pay bills. That wouldn't even go down with Shorty. She's not. She don't even play like that. She not. Hell, that was pay bills or move around. That was her motto. She ain't, and I respected that. She's a single mother and she had her son living with her. It wasn't no. I wouldn't be no good example of being in the house with her, household with her, and not paying any bills. And she knows of these things. She knows I was a major contribution to her and her lifestyle when I moved in, as far as paying bills and stuff like that. No, I never paid 100% of the bills and stuff like that. For us, but I was paying a large lump sum of them. If our rent was like 900, I gave at least 600 on the bills. The power bill come, my name wasn't. I never paid attention to it. Whatever amount she asked for. Like I said, it was just a couple of issues with her car insurance that I wasn't dealing with, and that's it. And anything needed around the house, groceries, I don't give a damn. I'm walking home from work or anything. I'm stopping and grabbing anything that's needed. Gas in the car if I'm in it. Period. Even when I'm not in it. And so there was no issues. If she's speaking out on anything on that nature, I don't know why she would do that, but it's whatever.
Okay. Okay. So obviously then, I think you spoke a little bit about your work and you spoke about different jobs that you're doing as well in between that time. Obviously during the time of the 3 years you staying with Shorty as well, did you have a stable job? Were you moving around different jobs? Like, what was the career situation like? Because it sounded a bit hazy. We didn't really get the fullness on that.
Well, I told you, when I first moved in with Shorty, that like the end of August and September, I was working with some contractors. They did some janky promotion stuff on me and they're not paying me right away. I was waiting on some money and a financial argument happened between me and Shorty and she ended up telling me to move around. And so I ended up, going to Atlanta for a few months, about 4 months. And I was working at Tyler Perry Studios as security. And then I was also working at the Blue Flame Strip Club as security overnight. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling like completely working all day long, both jobs, taking rest in between like little break points at work type level. But I was really trying to just grind and stack my bread up because I ultimately wanted to get back to Columbus and pursue a relationship with Shorty, who I was deeply in love with. By the time I moved back in with Shorty, I had hooked up with this excavating company that laid pipeline in Columbus, Georgia. I had some experience doing that back home in Louisiana, heavy machinery operator. So I was hired instantly, like immediately, before I even completely moved to Columbus. In fact, I told Shorty I had the job already and stuff like that. And it was like, okay, we can make this work, And it went on like that for like another year and a half, just me working that job at the excavating company, at the pipeline company for that complete time. It was convenient. It was right there around the corner from the apartment complex we lived in. I made good money, enough to stack and save and help out around the house and contribute in the best way I could. So definitely.
Okay, cool. Fantastic. I appreciate it. Okay, so then obviously we know that obviously, like I said, you moved jobs, you were obviously still contributing towards the household bills, everything like that. You were doing your piece on the job as well. Okay, so then talk to us a little bit about this relationship before it gets to put a ring on it. What's the relationship like between you and Shorty? What's the role before it gets to put a ring in it? What is the relationship like between yourself and Shorty?
Man, bro, it happened so fast. Like those 3 years, like they really went by like extremely fast. I mean, I guess my excitement for her and dating her and being so into her, I guess that contributed to making it seem like it just went like go by so fast. But I enjoyed it, like for real. Besides the little moment that we broke up for those few months at the beginning when I went back to Atlanta. Keep in mind, we were still pursuing one another in a sexual manner, although we was quote unquote broke up, but we was still like she'll come to Atlanta and visit her friend or.
Hold on, wait. So wait. Just so we get a clear understanding, I want to understand because I want to understand your piece of your understanding here. You're saying so, okay. So maybe you can give us maybe a rough time frame in terms of because you're saying obviously you guys broke up and then you were still having I guess a sexual relation, which people do. At what point are you talking about here where you say you broke up and you were still having a sexual relationship?
Remember I told you, we broke up within like the first month of me moving to Columbus.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And that's when I went on to Atlanta for the next 4 months. And I told you we had also met up around Thanksgiving. Keep the time frame alive because I moved there around the end of August and beginning of September. So Thanksgiving is coming up in the next couple of months in November. So by that time I'm visiting. I'm already living back in Atlanta. She's in Columbus. I'm visiting. I'm working. I visit for Thanksgiving. We have a real good Thanksgiving dinner.
At Thanksgiving, were you together?
Excuse me.
That's all right, bro. You're good. It's all good, man. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
So at Thanksgiving, were you guys together or not together?
We were not together. We were still just, just
doing what adults do.
We was supposed to be just being friends or whatever.
Friends with benefits.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
No worries, bro. Do your thing. The automated system doesn't want him to survive and thrive, man. The automated system was playing up.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were saying around Thanksgiving time, you guys are not together, but you guys are still doing breakup stuff where you're still having sex in a sense, like
right.
in a real spit.
Even if I think she even invited me down to a concert one time because she worked through the radio station out there in Columbus, so it was a lot of events. She always had something going on, like as events and stuff that we can hang out and do on the weekends and stuff like that for sure. So she invited me down for something like that. I came and hung out, and we had those type of. It wasn't like that the first month first one we broke up. I didn't even see her. But, you know, after that, yeah, all the way up until end of January when I moved in, because I remember they hosted the Super Bowl in Atlanta that year, and her friends had went down. So I was back in Columbus by that time working at my new job, and we making things happen. We in motion. Things are going good.
And you moving back in? You moved back in as well?
I moved back in, yes, sir.
So after January 2019, you moved back in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep.
And, man, we're in a good motion. It's the year, new year. It's new to her. She says she's never lived with a man and stuff like that. I mean, my past 3 relationships, I've lived with a woman. I'm talking about and these relationships were like in 5-year increments of time type level. So I kind of been used to that dynamic. And she was an older woman, not too old to know, she carried herself in a very mature manner. She had a teenage son, so I understand she wasn't like all young and just flamboyantly wild and things like that, walking around the house in her lingerie type of things that I'm used to with my past relationships. But it was cool. I respected. I loved her. I loved coming home. I worked like 12-hour shifts. I loved to cook for her. I loved to that was my love language and stuff like that. 'Cause little things like that. She liked to travel and go on trips and stuff like that throughout the year. She would have friends and things. She was always constantly traveling and going on trips. I never hated on none of that. That was her lifestyle before. I never really did that type I never came up like that, just going on trips and things like that. That was her nature. So I never stopped her or anything like that. I mean, she was popular for as the radio world a little bit. So I had to get used to just her being in the public eye, and I'm a guy, and strangers running up on us and stuff like that, want to talk to her and give a hug or whatever. So, she fun. Shorty got a lot of life, a lot of personality, very sparky. I don't know how to even put it in words. She good people, man. But we just had some rough patches, I suppose.
I understand that. Quick question. Someone might ask, you said obviously you've moved in with women previously as well. Is it that someone might ask why is it that you find yourself in a situation where you're moving in with women several times?
No, that's never been done. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself on.
Okay.
Women lived with me. This is the first. Shorty is actually the first relationship that I've ever lived with a woman that I've moved into their home. I've always had my own home. Always. I've never played that because I'm always quick to shit. If ain't things working out, it's easy for me to point to the doors for somebody else. So it was very much a very different dynamic for me moving in with a woman, plus a woman with a teenage son. It was, but I felt like I can handle it, and I did for the most. But nah, that's never been the case for me. I've always had my own place, and my ladies have lived with me. This was the first time, and it was. I see why it's been like that for me my whole life, me having my own place in Wimbledon, because Shorty completely always would understand. She would always let me know that was her place and stuff like that. Whose name was on the lease when things would go wrong or stuff like that. Things would go left in the argument. She always reminded me that. So
okay, that's fair. That's what I mean. What convinced you then? I know you were already moving or looking to move to Atlanta at the time, and you're saying so. What if usually you have first of all, let me ask the question. Before you moved to Columbus, GA, did you have your own place then?
Yes, sir, I did. I was living in New Orleans out here.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes, sir.
That's fair enough. And then obviously then you moved in with her. What made you change your pattern then? Because if you're usually the one that the girl moves in with, what made you feel comfortable enough to change your pattern this time around and move in with Shorty?
She gave me a sense of thinking that this was about to be the end. This was it for me. I was about to take it to the next level as far as marriage. And she I thought deeper with Shorty. I was thinking man, I want to marry this woman beyond just I want to just be in the house with her. We play house and shit. And I don't know if I ultimately really felt like that in my past relationships. But with Shorty, it was different. she came with a she came in and let me know what she wanted basically and stuff like that. She was very transparent. She ain't hold her tongue. She said, I want this, I want by this time next year, I want to be here. I want to work on this and work on that. And she was like that. And I was like, all right, she organized, she she got her head on right, like this type of woman that can help me grow and develop, kind of like and may help me buckle down and stop being so wild and all out and about, you dig, and just, yeah. She gave me that type of sense, like, and that type of energy. So I was like, I could do that with her. And then she, like, her speaking on, like, for as us saving money in the future, we both in the household contributing, we can contribute bills. It wasn't like that before in none of my relationships and stuff like that. I paid all the bills. You understand? A female lived with me or whatever. In my house, it was my house. I wasn't asking my baby mama, my girlfriend in college that lived with me, others, it wasn't like that. It wasn't no problem.
Okay. Okay, that's fair point. That's fair point. So for obviously the point was made, I think, on the show about it's gone out my head now. It's gone out my head. I literally just had it about moving in. Sorry, it'll come back to me. Okay, cool. Okay, so then obviously January 2019, like I said, you moved back in. You're now talking. You're back in the house now, right? Is it official at that point that it's a relationship, or are we still kind of we're not sure what we're doing?
Oh no, it was official. It was a relationship. I guess I mean, what you want to say? Like I had like a 90-day trial to see on like
depends. Yeah. Was it discussed?
Am I gonna get my benefit? Yeah, you know what? I come to think about it, it was kind of like that. She was like, I'm gonna try you out. You gonna bring me all your checks. She did me like old girl on Fences with Denzel. You know how Denzel used to bring his checks in every Friday and stuff like that, put it on. And he get his little $14.75 back for his drinks for the week. She did me like Denzel on Fences. And I was cool with it. I was like, I'm gonna give it.
So I was bringing them checks in too. Whose idea was it to move back in again once you had moved out? Like once you moved out the first time, whose idea was it to move back in again? Because obviously we've done it the first time, didn't work out. We're back in the second time. What happened there?
It was definitely her idea. By the time I made that by the time I made that Thanksgiving visit, she seen I kind of like leveled up and everything, like I could suit her and court her a lot better and stuff like that. And she was pushing the envelope then. I was like, man, I'm in a good position at Tyler Perry Studios, working security, like I'm chilling. It's a layout, and at the Blue Flame, it's free entertainment all night. I'm eating good, I'm making good money. I'm like, man, I'm stacking up. By the first of the year, yeah, I'll be ready, you dig? And that's how that went. By the first of the year, she was like, man, you having too much fun out there in them clubs in Atlanta and stuff like that. Bring that ass back here. She was definitely pushing that envelope. She just seen that I could live and enjoy my life and still pursue her at the same time and give her a good time. But I'm gonna go back to Atlanta, and you're gonna be wondering about me. You're gonna be wondering how much of a good time I'm having out here in Atlanta, because I just gave you a time. So she was on that level, like, man, hold on, let me get them back close to me real quick. Let me hear.
That's fair enough. Yeah. And when you obviously moved back in, did you keep your place that you were living at, or did you just move completely in?
I just moved completely in. I left the place that I had in Atlanta. It was a little Airbnb that my homegirl actually was renting out. She just let me be one of the tenants and hold it down until she had someone move in. So that was convenient for those 4 months that I was out there. I wasn't tied down or anything.
Okay. Fair enough. So obviously left that place, went to the house,
right?
And obviously we're paying the bills at Shorty's as well. Obviously, Shorty also said as well that during those 3 years that she was asking for you to get your credit in order. Okay, and this is what she made a point on the show that you didn't get your credit in order. So I want to ask you, what happened to the credit situation? Why did we not get our credit in order?
It wasn't that I didn't get my credit in order. I just didn't get it. I just wasn't transparent with Shorty and let her know my moves and everything. A lot of my personal financial situation. I didn't explain her. I didn't show her things simply because that's how she carried herself in the manner. Everything was a secret. Everything was a guess. but yet you checking me about mine. And I was like, listen, long as I got these bills paid at the first of the month on time, you already talking like we're not gonna be together in the long run anyway. So why me having my credit in order and stuff like that? It should affect you and stuff like that. It was like those were ultimatums for her in a relationship. And I'm like, hell, you giving me ultimatums on these type of things, but you're not really even giving a damn about me. You're not really interested in me all like that. I'm really just a roommate right now, you dig? I'm really just here helping you out, pay so you can stack some money. So when you're ready to make your ultimate move into your home, you have some cushioning. I say, that's cool. You helping me save it. I'm not paying all them high ass bills that I was paying back home. We 50-50. So whenever you do give me the booty kick rocks, I'm straight in the pockets where I can go and make a transition and make myself comfortable as well. And that's how it was.
Okay, so you're saying that you got the sense and the feeling that she was only kind of tolerating you to kind of move and get hers, basically get her own place, leave you behind. So for you thought, what's the point of me being transparent with my financials if you're gonna just if you're not even thinking long term for this relationship? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. That's exactly what that was.
Okay.
It bothered a lot.
Okay. But obviously it bothered you a lot because she wasn't being transparent and vulnerable in the financial area then.
I mean, it's like you talking to me crazy, you acting like we don't have no future and such and thing. But then you come back and it's almost contradictory when you talking contradicting when you talk like that, acting like we actually have an opportunity we actually gonna have a future or something because we're having these financial talks about credit and we possibly moving in and putting our names on paperwork and stuff together. I mean, hell, we over here, we still having arguments about why the toilet seat left down or something like that, or why I call you bro when we fucking argue or something like that. Like, come on, man, let's get real. Like, you ain't trying to get down with me on that level. And so me being transparent with my finances and shit shouldn't even be even matter to you. Just as long as you getting your cut on the rent, the groceries or whatever else, and whenever you want to come jump on me and make some loving, you got that. But stop.
Okay, so so what you're saying is, in a sense, okay, so was she ever transparent about her financial situation then?
When we first met, I let her know. The second time I moved back to Columbus, and I got the job working for the pipeline excavating company. I let her know how much I was making. I showed her my check stubs, and she told me I was making more than her, twice, double that. She said she was only making $25,000 a year. I couldn't believe it. She said I was making double that. I say, damn, this is the less I've ever made. I sacrificed this type of money to come out here and actually like to be with you and stuff like that. But I was telling her $50,000 something is not no money to me to be making a year for the type of work I'm doing. But I say in the act of love, I'm gonna come out here and work for you. But she told me she was only making $25,000 a year working for that radio station. She averaged like a little bit over $2,000 a month on everything. And I'm not hiding none of these. I mean, I'm sure you can look this stuff up online or whatever. And that's another thing that made me go hard. I was like, damn, I thought radio personalities made bread. You know, I was like, they're on the radio. I looked at them as like famous people up and, on the level, on some degree. And when she told me that, I used to see how she penny pinched, like she was tight on everything around, like for as money managing and budgeting, and how sometimes I could be frivolous and not even care how I spend. I'll go to a bar and spend $100 or whatever on drinks for the night. It's just our lifestyles was a little different. She didn't mind that although when she went on vacation, she knew how to cut up. She knew how to save her money and have a good time. She gonna go on the trip. That's what I did. That's what I wasn't doing. So.
Okay. So you're saying during the early days, you were making pretty much double what she was making.
Yeah, and that was in Columbus, Georgia, and that was me taking a financial cut. But
so when she found out that I don't know, did she find out that you made double? Did you tell her that you made double?
She knew this right. That's how I knew how much she was making, because she seen my check stuff. She knew. She started doing a trajectory, like, okay, if you work a whole year, you'll make this amount of money and stuff. She's like, I'm only going to average $26,000 a year. And she was basically trying to like give me the force, like, you can make money and folks and save your money and do good if you just stay consistent and stuff like that. She's like, here you is taking a job that you don't even want to do, and you making 54 grand. Here I am, got a job that's in my career field, and I'm only making 25. It's like she was kind of just getting on my ass. I could pretty much go out there and just find work and stuff like that, because that's the type of guy I am. And I wasn't even trying to work that type of job. It was just something I wanted to do, just to have some financial income coming in while I'm with her, to have a livelihood. And she was frustrated at man, she was frustrated at that at one time. Like, man, because she's what she used to question me what I did with my money, why, not necessarily. I wasn't spending on her on things and stuff like that, on all those little materialistic things and stuff that I know she was really into. My vision was different. I wasn't all into all that extra shit.
Okay. So you were pretty much making pretty much making double what she was making. When she found out, did she ask you to contribute more then? You know, because obviously if she was more focused on the finances, when did she start asking you to pay more?
No, she didn't. She never asked me to pay more directly. She'll say like things to us. She'll say stuff like in a vague manner, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Well, since you're making all that money, you could contribute more to the bill. And you could do this and that. You know, naturally, I did that. You know, like we was on the rent was only $900 right at first. I was $450 down the middle. That's half, right? No, I was giving $600. And on top of that, you don't have to pay for the light bill and stuff like that. I don't even care. Like whatever it is, just $80, $120, just give it to me. I never even asked her to see it. Whatever she asked me. Little things. And she knows these things. It's like she had amnesia. She developed some real good. But if we wanted to pull out receipts, I could go for days, but that ain't my style, that ain't my flavor. I'm a man, you know, like I speak, it don't even matter to me at this point. I know what I did, I know who I am. She know we beyond that point. Next, you heard me? Hell, I'm in my house. I live in the French part of New Orleans. You see this spiral staircase? This is some of the oldest architecture in the city of New Orleans. People do tours outside my house. You heard me? To come to, it's about to be Essence Fest this weekend. This ain't no cheap shit. You understand? Anyway, I work hard for mine though.
I get you, bro. I get you. Okay. Okay, so that happens. Okay, so June 2019, you're in the house. Do you guys break up again? Do you guys break up again in 2019?
We don't break up. You know what? Damn near towards the end, because I left her officially around February 2020.
Huh?
Yeah.
You left her.
I left her. Oh, I left her. We gonna get into that. I left her ass. Like first relationship I ever left out of all the relationships. All right, we was good all the way throughout that year. Made it through the year. We had a couple of hiccups and stuff like that. 2019, some trying little things that came about that I checked that got us in some hot spots, but we made it through it. Anyway, 2020 came around, and it was to talk about, her moving into her place, the new house that she wanted to get in Columbus, and as far as my position would be with her, and at this time, she considered us not in a relationship. I had proposed to her earlier, like late in the year of 2019, like really the summer of 2019 when my daughter came to visit. She broke off the engagement within 3 months, maybe sooner.
Okay, what? You said summer towards the end of summer 2019.
Yeah, probably around August, maybe a little later.
Okay, around August you proposed, and then did she say yes to the proposal?
Oh yes, she said yes. We got proposed, and some recorded it on camera and everything like that. My daughter was there to
I believe that.
Experience the moment. Yeah. This how it go down. 2019 about to jump, first of the year. She goes to Japan, 2020. Says we had a bad space, a little bit of bad space end of the year 2019. there's some situations that came about, like for us infidelity, and so we
Wait,
had
before
those.
you get there, okay, before you get there, wait, just to make sure. Proposal 2019 August.
Yeah,
She says yes,
yes,
and then you said what? Infidelity? What does infidelity happen before?
yeah, yeah. I mean, speculations and stuff like that came about probably like damn, what's the end of 2019? Like probably around November. Yeah, end of November. So
Okay,
she just started moving different and things like that. And she was kind of just real catty with her mouth. She didn't care to say things that was just, you know what I'm saying, like that she knew would get under my skin. Like, I'm about to go out this week. I'm about to boss up. Or I'm about to, you know, so she'll be gone for the whole weekend with her homegirls. Don't check in, don't hit me up, you know what I'm saying? Just do check.
wait. So are you saying who was accused of cheating? You or her?
Oh, she was. She
Huh?
was. Oh yeah. She was.
Wait. Okay, wait. Huh? So
Yeah, man, she was just moving different. I accused her, you know, she left and went to Japan, talking about she doing some promotion stuff on the radio or whatever and stuff like that for a New Year's party. Now normally, you know, she do a New Year's party and like she'll do a party for the radio or some promotion. You know, she got her camera person right there, whoever recording her, you know, showing out or whatever. Like, yeah, this Shorty Mac with the radio, you know what I'm saying? Blase. So like, I don't got none of these. Well, all them videos on live. Why you ain't posting none of that on Facebook and stuff? Oh, ain't nobody recording me. Like, oh, okay. It's okay if you got flued out for the weekend, you heard me. I can dig it, you know. But the little stuff never was no valid, no, you know, solid proof until later on, which is, I'm saying that's another story. But
it
anyway,
was proof?
oh, it was proof. The proof actually came out during actually the first episode of the show when we
Huh?
did put a
How?
ring on it. And when I got the phone, you did at that infamous I took the phone incident. There was a lot of things that was revealed and stuff that I got, you know what I'm saying, clarity on. But you know, as a man, I I I close my eyes to it. Well, I'm like, I'm on this show for therapy. Hell, if I can get through it, we can get through it. Didn't even mind discussing these issues with the doctor or anything, because I was really personally embarrassed and hurt, you know, like. But like
Oh,
the truth of my
wait.
whole
Are you?
relationship,
Wait. I think I know what you're saying. You don't have to say it completely, but you know, I've been in a situation similar, so I kind of know what you're saying. Are you saying the proof is in what you got? Is you got? Are we saying STD? Is that what we're saying?
yeah, it was the proof was in the text. They was all through that thing. I'm like, oh man,
wait,
it's
I
like
just
I
need to
see my
confirm it.
whole
Say,
3 years in like a 5 minute scroll through the phone. I see my whole 3 years of just sacrifices and commitment and stuff. And Shorty is the first woman I ever did not step out on and like cheat on her anything. I feel like a lot of the love that I gave for Shorty, I should have gave to my past relationship that I probably could have put a little bit more effort in doing the things that I'm doing for Shorty. If I would have done in past relationships, I wouldn't even be at this point. I wouldn't even be having this discussion with you right now. But life is life. And I guess sometimes that kind of be that be the most hurtful thing to me. It's like I know I tried, I know I gave my effort, my 100%. I know I loved hard, and she didn't appreciate it for whatever she already knew in her mind that she can yo-yo me and have me at her disposal. So it's easy for her to carry on the way she did and manipulate my mind and tell me things to make me believe that it's not this when it really is that. Because I was so just into her like that, but. Yeah, I got a reality check doing like the first episode you did, and that was a lot of things I didn't want to call her out on, and just because I felt like if I would call her out, then she'd ultimately hate me, and I wouldn't even have a chance to be with her. So I tried to
okay.
work through the process and work it.
Okay, let's
It didn't work in my
scoot back.
favor.
Let's scoot back so we don't miss
I'm
anything,
babbling. You
right?
gotta excuse me,
No,
man.
you're not babbling. You're telling us what you're saying. You're telling what you're saying. Let's go back. 2019,
Yeah.
August. You're proposing,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2019 proposal. You said by November there is rumors that Shorty has stepped out on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at that point, does she does she call off the engagement? Do you call off the engagement? What's happening at that point?
She calls out the engagement and stuff like that. She felt like my effort around the house and like the things how I was just acting and treating her like my courting and like the client, I just stopped, just being extra nice. I was just pretty much coming home and just paying the bills, working. Wasn't all that extra affection and things and stuff. And also she was beginning to talk more and more about the finances going into the year for us getting a house and how we're gonna go about that. And I still was like, I wasn't feeling none of that talk with her. So now she's completely pushing me away like I'm like, oh, him not even trying to get myself together and stuff like that. When it's really not the case. It ain't the fact that I'm not trying to get my credit together, get my financial portfolio in order. Just I don't wish to have that in order with you. I don't even wish to discuss that. I can have a whole creditor over here getting my shit together, working on my stuff, but you'll never know it because I don't know your plan. And I kind of had that attitude, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Although I was still like crazily deeply in love with her, it's crazy, right? But anyway.
Okay, so November 2019, is that when she calls off the engagement? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. About that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys still together at this point?
Yeah, we still together, and once we called off the engagement, she was pretty much saying we're roommates for sure now at this point, pretty much
Okay.
and stuff like that. Because I didn't have any talk for us especially once I didn't have any more talk about for us moving into the new house or being looked at as a roommate anymore and stuff like that. Once the engagement, I'd already sacrificed and made it to go get a ring and stuff like nah, man, you called the engagement and stuff.
You bought a ring as well?
I could be the one mad at you on some levels, but anyway.
Okay, so you bought a ring as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Sorry, and just to clarify as well, because I know I kind of might have jumped the gun a little bit, okay? Because you said about having proof that she cheated. I kind of jumped to STD because you said like you had a proof, but I don't think, is that what you meant? Sexually
No, hell no. STD, no, hell no.
Oh, okay, sorry, I misheard. So what was the proof? Officially, what was the proof that she cheated? I do apologize. I said that earlier on, STD, but it's not STD. Okay, so what was the proof that she cheated on you? Like, what was the proof?
No, the proof was her corresponding through text with another guy, several other guys,
Several other guys she was corresponding with.
Yeah, and it wasn't
what was said? What was said?
Man, it was one guy. She was actually giving money to this one guy that she was dating to give to his child. She was giving money to another guy that she was dating, some dude that's supposed to have his own lawn service business or whatever that she was fucking. I said, you fucking with a broke lawn, a dude that cut grass, lawn master. You giving money to this dude? But you won't even walk through the mall and buy me a T-shirt or something. But you gonna give? I was joked out on that. This first episode and stuff like that. Then this other guy, one of her exes from back in the day, but that was I had been knew about him, but he had passed along. But she still had the text messages in her phone from where they had talked and stuff like that. And she had went on a trip with him during the time we were together and stuff like that. But
huh? Wait,
yeah.
What? So they went on a trip together.
Yeah, she met him in Miami.
She was still together.
Oh yeah.
What was that time roughly? What was that time schedule that they went on this trip?
Probably that year, probably around it had to be around March of 2019. April, yeah.
So March 2019, April 2019 is
March,
when she
April,
went on a trip. And she went on a trip, but she actually went on a trip with her ex.
Right.
I just want to say it one more time to get what you're saying. So you're saying you saw on the texts.
Oh yeah.
You make it very clear on the text what you saw, which we saw you on. Is it episode 2 on Put a Ring on It? When you saw those texts, you saw her having a conversation, and she mentioned what about going on a trip.
It was some sexual innuendos. You know what I'm saying? Not to throw out like that. Was some sexual innuendos, type of shit that you just don't be talking with no ex that you was in a relationship with 10 years ago, and you're in a relationship with your new man that's back in Columbus that's paying majority of your bills and shit like that, and probably help finance your trip to even get that done. But anyway, it's embarrassing. I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like a sucker. Because in my mind, I kind of knew a lot of things. It's just I just allowed myself to be blind because, like I said, I was just into her like that.
Mm.
Sometimes you love hard like that. You willing to push things behind you. But
Okay.
all I did was just get clarification. Excuse me.
Okay, cool. So all right. So let's come back. So I kind of obviously I jumped to the proof and everything. Let's come back slightly. So 2019 November, she calls off the engagement. You're still living at the house, right?
Oh
So you
yeah,
said that you basically at this point became more like roommates. That's what you said, right?
that's right.
All right, fantastic. So again, you guys are doing roommates, but I'm guessing you're still having relations at that point,
Oh yeah,
or
definitely. We ain't gonna deny that. Well,
okay.
it declined a little bit, uh, but for the most, I mean, I guess that was kind of like our jam, kind of like our the toxic part of the toxicity.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So that happens now. Okay, going into January, you said February 2020 is when you decided to what?
Yeah,
Call off what?
yeah. Call it. Just I ain't want to even be with her no more.
Okay.
I remember, you know, her coming. She had a friend or one of her good friends for 30 plus years, best friend, like mentor slash everything that she looked up to her. Her name's Tish. She no longer talks with her anymore. Let me tell you, money changes people anyway. But
Mm.
she was at the house that day as well. And Shorty just came in and she just called me everything but a child of God, man. I'm talking about she was asking about, well, could I loan her $1,000 then as a friend uh, to put towards her getting her new home and everything like that and stuff like. I was like, nah, because you don't respect me as no friend. You don't even respect me as a man. You look down upon me. You talk about me amongst your friend when you're in the other room and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I'm keeping my shit because I'm about to slide. Like pretty much this is it. She went in the bathroom and said some shit under her breath, called me an old bitch ass, fuck boy ass nigga. Acting like she was about to get on the phone and call some other dude or something on the phone or whatever. I was like, all right, bet. I just packed my shit and skedaddled back to Atlanta.
Oh, wait, okay, wait. So you packed your stuff and
Mm-hmm.
went back to Atlanta. I'm guessing you went back to the Airbnb where your friend was. Is that what you went
Mm-hmm.
back to?
I
Or
did.
okay, okay. Okay, so just to clarify, just so that if ever she comes back on it, maybe she does, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
So in February 2020, you took yourself out. She didn't kick you
Yeah, I
out.
took myself. First relationship I ever left. Now, I've been in relationships where I'd have been in relationships where I've been the one dumped. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh baby, please don't leave me, don't never let me go type level. This one right here, she shorty talks motherfucker so crazy, be like, man, ain't no way. I wouldn't be a fucking man if I stood around any longer and let her talk to me crazy. It was one of them type of moments. Like she showed that. I mean, she's very articulate. Don't get me wrong. She speaks well. She's very smart, and she gives that impression to folks, that she's just this little soft little 4 feet angel and stuff like that. But the fucking Napoleon Bonaparte from hell of whoever come out of her ass when she on fire and she don't play, she don't hold up. And she could be dead ass wrong and she gonna live in that shit. She gonna live in it. And she ain't the type to back down from things like that. She'll stand in her wrongness until fire burn her ass up and it don't matter. But it was
Okay.
one of them type of things. I took myself out of the situation. Crazy thing about it, 3 months later, I was moving myself back into Columbus in my own apartment that I got around the corner from her. Crazy. Within those 3 months, guess what? That I moved back to Atlanta for the time period. Me and Shorty was very much actively involved still in a sexual manner. Probably got back within the next few weeks after I left. Within 3 weeks, I was renting hotels in Columbus, Georgia, because she was embarrassed to tell her son that I was back. She was embarrassed to tell all her friends that I was back around at this point. So I'm coming out there getting hotel rooms. We stand for the whole. As soon as she got off the radio on Saturday afternoon, we in the room all the way to Monday morning, and that was dynamic for like a few months.
Okay, just okay. So just we can clear it up. I like to see this. It's clear. So obviously, you move out February 2020. You stay in an Airbnb. 3 months later, you move back to Columbus.
Yep.
Right. You
Oh,
grab
yeah.
your own place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're on your own place.
Got my own place,
Okay.
my own car, just everything that she said I didn't have my own of when I was with her.
Okay, so you got your own place, got your own car. What was the car?
I had an Explorer. I had a
Nice. What color?
2007 Ford Explorer. Just a Ford Explorer. Just
Nothing wrong with that at all.
there was a work truck for me.
Okay, calm. Okay,
Yeah.
what? Oh, a work truck. What was that? The laying pipe? Were you still doing laying pipes at that point?
Excuse me?
Were you still doing the laying pipes at that point? The job?
You know what? It's crazy you asked me that. I got a job working for the same type of company that I worked for in Columbus. I was doing heavy machine and pipeline in Atlanta, making a nice sum more than what I was making in Columbus, doing the same type of work. Yeah,
Okay.
instantly.
Okay. Cool. So okay, so then you moved into your own place.
Yeah.
All right, and then how long before you and Shorty get, because it's 3 months now, so 3 months, what, February, March, April, May, so by Mayish time you and Shorty are are you are now talking again, or
she was she still was kind of like sketchy. Like she'll have a wild hair grow up her ass, all of a sudden she'll be messing with me and stuff like that. We'll be having we visiting each other, then all of a sudden she's like, no, I can't mess with you, you toxic or whatever. And then she'll just go by herself or whatever and stuff like that, and just not talk to me, stuff like that, and avoid my calls and stuff like that. So that's when, it was a time I call her all day, it's like, man, what's wrong, baby? Pick up the phone, baby. Like the song, I miss you. Like how you do me like that, how you come in and out of my life when you want to and then stop and then just go cold. I don't hear from you, and then you just came and fuck my brains out. Now you just going on. Like, we gonna work this out or not? Like, damn. And I think that's what it was. But it's like she just kept getting mad at herself, at her own self. Like, she don't want to be with me. Like, she just couldn't stop fucking me though. And like, that be just frustrating. And so she'll try to find a reason to be mad at me, or pick out an old argument or something, bring out some old shit that we had a beef back in the day, just to like distance herself from me. She was really addicted and obsessed with me to the like she. That's why it'd be funny when she say I was assistant, like I did the stalker shit. Like, nah, baby, let's keep it 100 with these people. Let's tell the truth.
okay. So you guys are still messing around. So May time 2020, you guys are still messing around, etc. When do you guys get back together again then?
That's around the time we had a nice little hiatus around May. She cut me off and stuff like that, real. She even tried to say she was getting restraining orders and stuff on me and all like that. And bam. So I ain't talked to her for a good amount of time, all the way probably like until like December. I remember her calling me around December, and she wanted to link up with me for her birthday and stuff like that. But I had turned her down and stuff like that. That was me trying to play hard, like I ain't want to be with her, but knowing good and damn well I wanted to hit her up. So anyway, She went out of town. She went out of the country with her homegirls. I think they went to like Mexico to celebrate her birthday. And anyway, I'm still in Atlanta. She called back around the first of the year and stuff like that. In fact, it was New Year's Eve. She called back. And I curved her against. I got some work. I just moved to my new place in East Atlanta. I had a house at this time. I was staying at an Airbnb at first, and I got a nice house. It's in the East Atlanta. It's in the hood, but it's mine. I'm renting it, whatever. She she hit me up. She had this African restaurant, this Eritrean restaurant. She know I love her food. She know I love her culture food. So that was she sucked me. Like I'm eating some injera or whatever. I tried to play it off like I ain't want to come. She's like, damn, every time I call you, you done curve me this much. She's like, you gonna miss the window. I like, bam. So I pulled up on him in my Dodge 350 work van. We had a nice meal. I paid for it. It was her birthday meal. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to hang out with you for your birthday. Let me at least do this. She wanted to hang out. She came over to the crib. Hell, it was history. We was making love like it wasn't like we never stopped.
Okay.
By that time, next day she had went. She spent the night. We brought the New Year in like that. I think the next few nights we hung out. Within the next week, she had went and bought her new place in Atlanta at the condo that we was living in that you saw on the television show on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's like the largest hiatus we had probably was like from that May to December.
December.
And that's when
Okay.
and that was a time period where, well, we wasn't technically together. So it's safe to say that we wasn't officially boyfriend and girlfriend. But those were the times that some of the things that I saw on the phone had taken place. But it wasn't more so about it. We can't label it infidelity. It was just the fact that you said something that was a lie, as far as being intimate or sexually with someone, and that wasn't the case and stuff like that. You know, I'm big on that, especially like, you know, and we've been intimate with one another, and you're the only one I'm having sex with, and we having unprotected sex for sure. You dig? Then I don't want to come behind nobody else. I don't want no one else. You know, I don't play that fucking shit. You hear me? Like that's our. So it's like I almost looked at it like she was almost contaminated. Almost, you dig? Like, want to fuck with you? You done let somebody else in my goods. Like on something. Like I don't even know who the fuck that was. Come back and give me something to clap or something. You hear me? Like that was the headspace I was in. And for the fact that you was lying about it, well, you could have kept it 100. So I could go get myself checked if that was the situation or anything like that, you know? So that's what I was more mad about. And so I got to see that during that first episode. And she tried to make it seem like it was more to it than that. Like I'm just, because she know I never took her fucking cell phone. And that's not even nothing I do. Just I felt something after that first episode. We sitting in that living room. I just felt something wasn't right. Just the way she was moving, the way she was responding to me and stuff like that. It just felt like I was almost about to walk into an ambush. I had to just, you know, so that's what that was, big dog.
That's cool. So just to go back so we can get forward going forward, 2020 May happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Between May and December, she decides she's getting a restraining order. Why did she get the restraining order on you?
At the time, she said I was popping up in Columbus, which was not the case and stuff like that. It was pretty much her dealing with me. She got a restraining order. She said I followed her son home, which wasn't the case at all. I knew where she lived. I brought some birthday money to her son one time. He was pulling up at the time. I was pulling up. And I spoke to him. I let him know, you know what I'm saying, me and your mom, we're not in a good space right now. I don't want that to affect, you know, how I feel for you. You know, you're a good dude. You're a nice young man. You got your head on your shoulders. You got a lot going on. If you need me for any type of thing, I got your back. And that was pretty much me giving him some closure on that level, because I never got to explain to him as a man to discuss, like I was out of the situation. And I don't know what the type of picture his mother was painting of me. Although, you know, a son gonna ride with his mother ultimately, but I knew me and him had a good relationship, and he fucked with me and we was cool, and he knew he could come into me and talk to me about anything. So that's what that was. So I guess when she found out about that, oh, this motherfucker pulling up at my crib. She didn't even know I lived at the crib. You know, you want to know the funny in the story? How I knew where she lived? You know, I had the apartment that I rented out there that I came back. She came to the crib. I only had an air mattress in my apartment at the time. She got tired of having sex on the air mattress and shit like that because it was deflating and stuff like that. So she said, we're going to go to my crib. Chris ain't there for the weekend, which is her son. And but you can't know where I stay. So she blindfolded me. You know, she blindfolded me. This is crazy. She blindfolded me, drove me to the crib, walked me in the crib through the back door, her room all the way in the back of the house, no front streets or nothing. I couldn't see nothing. Like, you know, we make the love. You know, I put her ass to sleep, of course, you heard me. So I'm like anybody gonna do. I'm gonna check my locations on my phone, see where the fuck I'm at. You know, I'm gonna go outside right quick and check a street sign. You think I'm crazy? So that's how I found out where she lived. But I was basically, I wasn't kidnapped, but fuck you anyway. It wasn't no cool situation. Like she sent me over there in a blindfold. You know, you can't. That's how I knew. And she was furious about that when I
Wait,
like
okay, wait,
I was cool.
wait.
I was a boy, so I had to be kept secret. She couldn't let her people. She couldn't let her radio colleagues know. She couldn't let her friends know because Shorty's big on what people think about her. She can't exist unless somebody accepts. As much as she thinks she ain't strong like that. I'm surprised she able to goddamn sit through some of the criticism that be on her name throughout this whole process here. I'm surprised she ain't go grow another gray hair. Anyway.
So wait. I just need to just make sure I got what you're saying correctly.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. I just wanna I'm gonna attack the story in a second, but I want to just be able to just make the sense. Shorty she actually applied for a restraining order. Like, to do that is a lot to do. You know what I'm saying, right? So I'm confused. At the point where she fills a restraining order, you're aware you're not. You don't. I don't think you received it because you'd moved address, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't receive it because you
I
moved
didn't
address.
receive it. And
Okay,
and
so you didn't receive it.
she tried to send. I was living in Atlanta at the time, but this is the thing. She was dealing with me why I was supposed to have the restraining order being issued for me and stuff like that. Because she was still bringing me to her house. She was like, "You better be careful when you drive because they got a restraining order still on you. You better not be smoking while you driving or anything like that around here. Hurry up and get in the house. I can't let police pass by my house." I'm like, "Man, stop it." I'm like, "You the one who got me in this bullshit. You need to take that shit off me and stuff like that. Fuck you talking about? I got a restraining order on you when you the one who literally walking me in your house. I got videos at all these time periods and stuff that you just show me a time period. I bet you I got video somewhere around her in that time proximity, whether I'm in her house, even if I'm driving her vehicle at the time. You heard me? It ain't no time date that she'll be able to say that she wasn't around me besides that little 5-month hiatus. But I didn't never come to Columbus during that time. There was no reason to.
Okay, cool. So this is mad. All right, cool. So okay, so force restraining order. You don't know, you don't get it because obviously it has to go to your address. How did you find out about the restraining order? Did she tell you? How did you find out?
She told me. She actually and right before we got on the show, you know, they asked the producers asked her about the restraining order. Was it valid or anything? She told them that no, it never was able to go through because at the time when she was served, she was trying to serve me. She didn't have an address on me at the time, so it never went through. So I ended up getting thrown out in Columbus after a certain amount of days. It wasn't even valid. Blase. And they asked, was it an issue and everything? Like, hell nah. I got archives. We done hung out in Miami and stuff the past year. I done been all in your house. I done installed your floors all in your house. The concierge service.
Wait. Pull back. You wait. I just want to make sure you're installing what
I installed floors at a new condo, at a new condominium. I put vinyl planks, like 1,500 square feet of that in her new place in the condominium in Atlanta. And at the time she wasn't even at the house. She was going all around the country. So I'm in Atlanta. You know, the concierge service at the building she lives in. My name is on file as a contractor to come into her apartment. I had access to her vehicle to go and buy supplies if needed to and all that. I'm living in Atlanta as well, you know, but these are like, we still intimate, and these are the type of things that I'm doing for her. This all before we get ready to do the show.
So wait. So then you became a contractor.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Wait. Wait. Let's just make sure it's clear.
After the first of the year, 2021, going into when she moved into a condo after we had, like I say, we met for New Year's and everything like that, and that bad year that we had for 2020 was behind us. Kind of like we started trying to make some progress. I still believe that we can have, you know, work things out. She wasn't so hopeful and everything like that. So we're in the new year, it's 2021. I'm doing work at our house, you know what I'm saying, to show that, you know, my worth. You know, we still going on dates. She's living in Atlanta and Columbus, going back and forth. She was still talking on the radio in Columbus, Georgia for a little bit. Then she just automatically quit. She had got her large settlement check and everything from the radio station that she sued And she just didn't feel like that money she was making at the radio station anymore was even enough. And it's understood, you know, she got her bread, she got the fuck on. Anyway, so she got a law settlement from the radio station 1079 in Atlanta. And
we can't talk about that apparently. So I'll let's leave that alone. But I hear what you're saying.
okay. And I'm with her. You know, I'm just helping her out, do her thing. Whenever she call on me to have fun, I'm that guy. I'm saying, and it went on like that all throughout the whole year. We got cast in October to put a ring on it. I left Atlanta. I moved out of my place in May in Atlanta, and I moved back home to Louisiana. I had took on a job working for ESPN for Chris Paul's production company, Old Dip Films. I told you we shooting a production out here for the Southern University Dance Dolls and the marching band. So that's the reason I came back home to Louisiana. One of the biggest jobs in my production career, and I was ready to come back. I was excited for it. Bam. I'm even visiting. I'm still going back to Atlanta like on the weekend and stuff like that, hanging with Shorty, you know, doing my thing. By October, we get a call. She gets a call from the radio. From Put a Ring on it. She calls me back, Ken. I miss you. This is the opportunity.
Wait. What? Wait. Okay, wait.
This is manipulation.
I'm just okay. I'm trying to understand something. Okay. I want to get this clear. So 2021, you guys. Okay, January 2021. What are you? Are you together or you're not together?
January 2021. We're in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta. She's in Atlanta as well. She's about to move in her new condo in Atlanta. She's still between Columbus and Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta full time now.
Okay, so you're in Atlanta full time. She's about to move to Atlanta. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so and you guys at January 2021, are you guys messing around or you're just it's platonic at this moment? What's happening?
We just messing around. No relationship, nothing like that. Just
relationships.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just a little toy.
Okay. Cool, fantastic. All right, oh. and then you say obviously she gets a call from, she gets a call from Put a Ring in It. At the time of when she gets a call of Put a Ring in It, what are you guys? Are you together or you're not together?
We like in that 50-50, like she was saying we was together and stuff like that. I was showing like boyfriend material, but I wasn't living with her and stuff like that. So it's like she didn't take it serious in that dynamic and stuff like that at that point. We was undecided, I guess, you know, we was undecided. The thing was, Put a Ring on It was the reason that we were in a relationship. She gave me the impression that, you know, that we can make this thing work. You know, put a ring on it, offer therapy and stuff like that, and group, and like we got a chance to go on these dates and get all this homework or whatever, so that can ultimately help our relationship and put us back together. So she was excited about that. She gave me the impression that she was excited about it for us, giving me hopes that we could be together, because she know that's what I ultimately wanted the most. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. We could be together. You gonna be I guess. So I was just hyped, you know what I'm saying? I got my girlfriend back here, and look like I'm going back to Atlanta. So we go through the process.
Okay, so wait. It's just so I can make it very clear so everyone's watching. So now she gets a call from Put a Ring on It, right? And you guys are not even really, you're not really official at this point, right?
Right.
So at that point, you're not official. You're still having sex, but you're not official. Okay.
Yeah.
How does she sell to you Put a Ring on It? What does she say to you that the reason why you're going to put a ring on it?
Basically, this is if this show can't help us, then nothing can help us. Like, pretty much this is the ultimatum. We can go, if we can't go on this show in front of in front of the whole world and make ourselves vulnerable and get help from this doctor, then hell, can't nothing help us. So she's like, we're going to give it one more shot. And so, you know, the quarantine, we had to go through a quarantine process before the show once we were selected and things like that. And I had, like a couple weeks to really get in and, do my court. And we wasn't allowed to leave the crib, but I was allowed to, put my Mac Daddy on her and, just really just get in there and show her some things and just. So I felt like we was going into like, all right, it's good. We good. You know what I'm saying? We in love. We in love for real. Not like we at this point, we was spending time talking. I guess that quarantine was the most time we ever spent with each other, period. Like on a
Quarantine
consistent
time.
basis. Like quarantine for the show. We had to
Oh,
quarantine like
okay,
2-3 weeks.
yeah.
Yeah, before we started filming. So we were with each other every day. All day. And so 2 weeks, hey, it's hard for us to be around each other 2 days sometimes without having some shit. But yeah, it actually helped. By the time filming came around, you'd have thought it would have been an easy breezy process. But hell, that's when the bullshit jumped out.
Okay, so during that 2 weeks, what for you? Were you guys? Did you feel like you're in a better place relationship wise, or did you feel like it's got worse?
Oh, definitely. I felt like we were in a better place. She was giving me ideas. She was trying to put me on some things. She was she was reassuring me that it's a possibility that we could make this work, that we could have a future. We were talking. We were having those conversations that she wanted to talk about. She seen that I was being more verbal with her in that aspect, and not just pushing off. And I was actually trying to listen because I felt like all the other stuff that we had issues with was we had already made it to this point. We could definitely put everything else to the side. So, yeah.
Okay,
Making
so
progress.
then you're now on Put a Ring in It. Were you aware of what the show would entail? As in, you would go on dates, you would see other people. Did you know about that aspect of the show?
Oh yeah. It's crazy because I had just watched the show probably like a week before Shorty told me about it. That's how ironic the shit was. Me and my sister was at home watching it. And I'm like, damn, that's that. Because I know there's Lex, my homegirl Lex on there. Me and her went to Lex from season 2, the one that dated Darian. Me and her went to high school together in Atlanta. At the school I went to in Georgia, McKeachon High School.
Okay.
So I was a fan of the show, right? I was like, oh, my dog McKeachon representing this, yeah. It was like that. And then I was a fan of her boyfriend too, Phil. I like their music back in the day. Dead Chevy, sick of being lonely.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I hear that. All right, cool. So let's take us through some of the incidents that happened on the show. One of the first incidents we see is the bank statement situation where you took a photo of her bank statement and sent it to yourself, and you collected her phone and wouldn't give it back. I want to know what happened in that scenario.
Yeah, basically, man. Like I said, I was about to quit the show damn near after the first episode. After I took the phone and I told you that the things I saw, and so I was gonna be on some Indian giving shit. I cashed out for rent money, like for my part of the rent and the bills for that month. So it was like $2,500 and stuff like that. So I was about to cash out that shit back to me or whatever and stuff like that. But her phone wouldn't let me send that full amount to me at the time, whatever. So I had screenshotted the information real quick just so I could have as a reminder when I gave it back to her. Like, she ain't lying. I did take it, and because I was about to quit the situation at that time. I was going, that's why I was just pretty much taking back my portion of the rent and bills for that month. And that was as simple as that. Because I was about to just quit it. And that was kind of our dynamic sometimes. You know how you play with, how you be when you was growing up with a toy and somebody might be playing with your toy too long, having more fun with you, like, give it back. I was like, that's how I was with the rent money. Just give me my money back. It wasn't on nothing like that. She know we always had each other financial stuff like debit cards and stuff like that, because I paid for things over the phone for her. She's done the same for me. So she's had copies of my information before. So I don't even know why she tried to create more drama and stuff like that. I think it was just for TV and stuff like that, but it was never no issue. I wouldn't take nothing from her.
Okay. But going into her phone to send the money back is regardless of whether you sent the money or not, once you sent it and then you go into a phone to try and send it to yourself, that's problematic.
Yeah. In some people's relationships, you know, and some people, you know, but it wasn't that big of a deal at the time. Like
she made it a big deal on the show. Like, it was a big
yeah,
deal
I
at the
mean, she
time.
made a lot of things a big idea for the show. It's just, you know, just for the, you know, I think it was just for the excitement of the cameras and things. Some things was just completely exaggerated out of normal. Things
Do you
would have never
think
been
she's a,
taken
do you,
to that kind
wait,
of like that way before.
okay, so do we see where this is very problematic though? Like,
Oh yeah,
I get, you know what I mean? Like, it's not if the way she reacted, it could have been larger. I mean, if you go into my phone, whether like if I have my phone now, even if my boys who I've known since I'm a kid went to my phone to try and send the money back from my phone that he sent me, there'll be war happening after, because you are invading a space. So I can't downplay her reaction and be like she's overplaying it, because it was a big thing. Does that make sense?
no, it makes sense, and it could have very well been a big thing, but fortunately, it wasn't. She know who I am to her. That was just small shit. We spent more money on our monthly smoke habit than that little shit she talking about. That little
Yeah, but it's
pipe.
not the money. The money isn't the issue, Kenneth. It is the
Yeah,
action.
yeah, the action. You know, I mean,
Does it make sense how bad what she did here in a sense? Does it make sense?
I mean, I hear you on your from the point you saying it, but I'm also just thinking about it from a point where I said it was my money. I was taking my shit back. Period. However I went about it, however my actions was, I went on my phone or whatever to take it or whatever. I did the screenshot, however it looked. I mean, is it morally correct or ethically right from other people's viewpoint? Probably not. But at the time, how I felt, you dig, and what I was doing it for, it made all the sense in the world to me. So, you know, I mean, this is it.
No, I get where you're coming from.
So, you know,
I get that you want to take it back. It was an ATL moment, you know. It was Ti Lauren London situation, right? I get it. If the I get it. No, if the money was in cash, I think we'd have a different situation here. I think we'd all be like, all right, he took his money back. He's being petty. He took his money back, right?
yeah.
But the moment it becomes digital, you're having to go through more than one layer. Like you have to go get her phone, you have to then access her Cash App account, then you have to send the money back. Like, you have to go through several hoops to get to that place. It's not just I gave you money, it's in the shoebox. I've gone and opened a shoebox and took my money back out, which would have been much more different, you know what I mean, in terms of context. But in this case, that's what I'm saying to you, bro. Like, in this context, that's fraud. Like, you know that could be fraud. That could be financial fraud. I don't think if you get what I'm saying. I worked in banking, so I'm telling you now. If someone comes into a bank and says, I sent you, Kenneth, 2,500 for the rent, and actually, Kenneth, you know what? You cheated me out of the last month's rent, so I'm coming to the bank and I'm going to your account and I'm telling the bank, send me 2,500 back, bro. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna tell him you're mad, and if you try to do this, it's fraud. It's different from going to someone's house and taking money out of a shoebox. I just want you to see the gravity of what you're saying.
No, don't get me
You know what I'm
wrong.
saying?
I understand the seriousness of all that shit like that. I wouldn't stunt
Yeah.
none of that bullshit though, man. I like, man, run the paperwork, send me the code, whatever the fuck you want to do. That's how the fuck I felt about it. You hear me? Whatever. I don't give a fuck what it was. You hear me? I wanted my motherfucking money right then and there. Call the laws, and I discuss it to them right then and there. That's how I felt. Period. I understand the severeness of it, of all that, and that goes back to consequences and stuff like that. We talked about yesterday. I'm a grown ass man, dog. Ain't nothing I do. I don't think about the consequences of the seriousness of it. I choose to make the decision, and after that, if I'm gonna deal with the consequences, I'm gonna deal with the consequences, and it's just as simple as that. But yeah, I get you.
Okay. All right, cool. And then the taking of her phone in the first place, she said she didn't have the phone pretty much all day. You had the phone, so what was going on there then? That situation, because apparently production had to come and get the phone off you.
That was bullshit, and that was more bullshit. She had her phone back that morning or whatever. We went to set together. She drove. As soon as we get to set, they take our phones from us. The production assistants come and they grab us our phones. Yeah. Now, I drove home after set. So where her phone was on the side of the door. Stuff like that. So I grabbed her phone and gave it to her. And it makes it look like, I had her phone all day, which wasn't the case. It was some good ass editing, you know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, to get the story right, and get it out there like, make it look like that. But it wasn't on that level. That girl had her phone. Did she have full time to get all in it and get details and stuff and really do it? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't like that. Like I'm holding that damn phone hostage.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying, in a sense, which we all, the part of it I agree with, which is production take the phone. We know this, that they don't want anyone having phones, which I agree with. And then, but you're saying that when they gave back the phone was on a ledge, and you just took the phone and gave it to her.
The phone was inside, the door pocket. So I just reached into the door pocket and gave her the phone.
So when you gave her the phone in the car, which we see, when she says, obviously, give me my phone, you didn't have the phone at the time?
No, it was the phone was just inside of the car. It was on the side of the door where she had drove to set. Now I'm in the driver's seat this time. So she was basically just saying, give me the phone because it's on the side that I was sitting on because she drove and the production put it in the door little area, the little arm socket on the door where you just push it.
Okay, so in that time, obviously, when the phone is in the side of the car door, is that the same day you also took a photo and took a photo of the financial details?
No, that was the night before.
So the night before is when you did that.
Yes.
Okay, so the night before you did that, she got her phone back that same night.
She got her phone back that morning.
What? Wait. Okay. Wait. The night before you took the phone to take the photo.
Yeah. I had her phone all night. She went in the other room. We didn't see each other no more that night. She went and left that night. She didn't even give a damn about her phone no more until the next morning until she had to figure out our itinerary for the day.
Why did she have to go away?
She didn't have to go away. She chose to go away. She left the house for a moment. She said she went chilled in her truck or whatever she went and did. Hell, I was at the crib making oxtails and everything else, rice and gravy. And I was chilling. She didn't have to go away. Did she say she had to go away?
No. I was just wondering. Okay, so she went away that night. Did she ask for her phone before she left?
Yeah, she did.
So that the night before when she's leaving, she's asking for her phone. Why didn't you give her the phone?
So I wasn't finished doing my due diligence with it yet.
So you held the phone captive, which is what
I held that bitch captive. My phone, bitch. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, let me tell you something, bro. Don't act like. Listen, women do that shit to us all the motherfucking time, and then it don't even be no problem, or whatever. That ain't nothing new. Somebody took somebody's phone or whatever. Unfortunately, I took it at a bad time, and I was on national TV and stuff like that, and also it was something I never done. Ask her if I ever took her phone. I never done no shit like that. It's just me just having to get some clarity for the fact that I know I'm on national TV, and I had to get some proof with she going with the move on me trying to manipulate and do some conniving shit. And I just had good judgment and timing. I had to take my L for the things that I done with it. Yeah. Did I, snapshot the cash out real quick? Yeah.
Okay. So it's because I'm trying to fully understand where you're coming from. So the night before, you take the phone. You're taking the phone because you want to do what? What was the purpose?
I just wanted to understand it. I just wanted to see what she was on. Was she trying to be manipulative? Was she trying to do some bullshit with me on this TV show? Was she on some bullshit with me all together? Period. And I got a lot of answers. And those answers is kind of like she knew I had those answers. So her coming on the show after that was kind of like just her trying to unload ammo and things because she felt like I was going to be outing her business and stuff like that and outing her out showing, letting her skeletons out of the closet, which you never saw me do once. I respected her as the queen she was, and throughout the entire show until it just became too much for me to eat that bullshit. But
I get
yeah,
you. I get what you're saying. So, okay, so I feel what you're saying. So listen, I think people do take people's phones. It does happen. But once she asked for the phone and then she left, do you see the problem there?
hell nah, bye. If she
No,
felt
because
any kind of danger, man, we stay in the man. I'm talking about them ain't no cheap condos. If she felt any kind of threat or any kind of, she could have had the police or anybody come in that motherfucker and come check me about a situation. Ain't nobody come and deal with me. She ain't go running nobody. She went and sat in her vehicle because she felt played. Because the thing was, I checked Shorty about the things I saw in that phone, and she got mad. She's like, "Oh, you see? Oh, he knows now. She fucked up with it. She
no,
ain't care about it no more. She's like, anyway, I don't even care. She asked for her phone. I say, nah, I don't even care anyway. Just look through it. I hope you find. I hope whatever you find hurts you. Like, yeah, ain't no trip. She wasn't tripping.
okay. I mean, again, I hear what you're saying. I just want you to see the gravity again.
I see
the
the
gravity of
gravity,
what you're
bro.
saying.
And I'm like, all that laws and all that other shit don't be coming into my head when the real shit go down. All that shit go clean out the window. But I trust me, I'm very much aware of the seriousness of the situation.
Okay. I mean, I again, I get it. I'm just saying that, you know, that's where you're gonna miss a line, because that's gonna come across as abusive. I'll be honest with you,
I
right?
mean,
Because you're now saying to me, pretty much, you don't really care. Like, I did what I did, right? There's a lack of empathy, and there's a lack of really remorse even to look at the situation and be like, hey, look, do you know what? If and also it's the way you kind of explain it. If you just say, listen, look, do you know what? I had to go through it. So I had to check with a few things, blah blah. It's more like, yo, I took her phone. Yeah, I took her phone. I checked through it and I held on to it. And it's like, bro, like, do you hear what you're saying at that point now? It's quite different from, I need to go through your phone and I need to see if there was text messages because I had suspicions. Now it's like, I just yanked her phone. You did the action. I'm just giving you what you did. You did this. I yanked her phone. I said, let me check through the phone. Then when she said she wanted her phone back, she ain't getting her phone back. She said, whatever, woo, woo, woo. I'm going to go anyway. I'm going to look through the phone. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold on to it all night. And then obviously production in the morning, obviously, you know, our phones get taken or whatever. And then the phone comes back to later on that day. So that's, I'm trying to get you to see, like, bro, like, to the outside world, bro, this is not a situation where I'm running to a toilet, as someone might have put there, running to a toilet and checking the phone and like, you cheat on me. That wasn't that situation. What you described is, I yanked the phone. I'm holding on to a phone. You're asking going outside. I don't really care. I'm gonna hold on to your phone. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna send these. And then send details as well, financial details to myself. Like, do you see how that is gonna come across, bro? That's abusive.
hey, I mean, it ain't like it's something that occurred on a daily that ever occurred. It was one of those heat of the moment situations. And I can't label it as abusive because that's just not how I present myself and carry myself with Shorty like that. It wasn't nothing like Shorty know as if she really wanted that phone, she could have that phone. It's just she didn't fight for that phone like she really wanted. She didn't give a fuck. She didn't really even give a damn to the fact. She was just mad that I had the information. But once she knew I had it, she didn't care. She just more fact mad that I knew her bullshit. She could care less. Well, she wasn't in fear of nothing. Shorty ass is 4'8", but I guess she come slap me in my shit. I'm dropping everything, like, cause I just got that kind of respect for her, you know, like that. Like, the shit, ain't no abuse or nothing. I mean, of course, people, you know, this world is this world. Everybody don't live and go about and do things the same way you do. Hell, half of the people that view us may not even be in a relationship, or even been in I even know how to. I don't even know how to put it in words, but motherfuckers, like, my viewpoint, how people view things and stuff like that, that's really the least of my concern. But I hear you, big dog.
Yeah. I mean, listen, look, I get there are things that happen in relationship. For me, this is a toxic relationship on both sides, right? I don't
No
think
doubt.
Shorty's innocent at all. If I'm honest with you, I don't think Shorty's innocent. Okay, I think I hear both sides of your story, and I think both of you got some major toxicity on both sides,
I
right?
don't got no problem admitting my faults. I promise you, like my dirt shit, whatever the things that she, I don't have no problem admitting those. I just want the story to be told right and not, you know what I'm saying, told in a manner where making me look like I'm a fucking villain or I'm the bad guy. Now that's a reason for all these type of things, everything that I've acted upon and done. So I mean, how folks perceive it is gonna be on them, but I know the truth.
Okay.
I know my truth.
Okay, so okay, I'm hearing you. Like I said, I just wanted to, I just also had to just push back and let you know, like, obviously, listen, I get it. There are things that happen in relationships, in a toxic relationship. If you would show it looks mad, I get it. I just want you to be aware, because I think I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't point out and say, bro, if you look at this behavior again, look back on it. It's not just a case of like it's bad. It's like it crosses abuse. Like, and I want you to understand like the gravity of the behavior. Because forget whatever Shorty's doing. If whatever Shorty's doing is what Shorty's doing, you know what I mean? Like, you're in front of me right now, and I appreciate you coming on here, and you know what I mean, and telling us your story. That's why I wanted to get to know you a bit better, understand where you're coming from as well. I didn't want it to be a one-sided thing, because some of the audience were telling me not to have you back on the board, and I don't think that's fair. I think you should be able to have your side of the story, because there are two sides to every story. Do you know what I mean? And so I want to hear your side of the story as well. But also at the same time, when I do hear it, if I do see something that's a bit mad, I want to tell you that, so that if you go into another relationship, this doesn't continue. You know what I mean? Like, this is not okay. Do you know what I mean? Forget Shorty.
I agree.
Shorty got to do what Shorty do. But for you, I want to make sure you're good. Okay, cool.
I agree.
Moving on from that point. Then we also saw, obviously, later on in the episode, or later on in the seasons, I should say, even that, you know, well, she mentioned also about the work situation. I don't even want to clear that up as well, get an understanding. She said obviously that you also kind of like contacted or went on social media to try and defame her at her workplace. Tell us a little bit more about that. What happened there?
That's just, and for her to think like that, that just show how sick, and like, man, Shorty, like I say, Shorty has got enemies out here in this world, and it gets deep. Like, some things I can't even discuss and speak on and everything. Like, but that's definitely not
So you're saying
not my
it wasn't
work.
you?
No, hell no, that wasn't me. Shorty had a lot of friends that I discovered that was envious of me and her relationship, exes and stuff like that. And you know, when me and Shorty's in a bad space, she would call upon these folks and vent and talk to them. You know, these are ex-boyfriends I'm speaking on. And any opportunity they had to throw me under the bus or like dig up some dirt on me if they could, they would come back and tell Shorty, because Shorty would even bringing stuff to me like how did you find that? Well, such and such had sent this to me. I'm like, man, and I have to explain myself. This is a motherfucker searching me when our high school friends doing research on me. I'm like, what the? So when we broke up, she said somebody spammed her work page or whatever. I can see her friends hating on me and doing those type of things and trying to make it seem. I say, show me the email. I say, show me the things. When she showed me the stuff, it's talking like in a manner that I don't even talk and stuff like that. I use slang. A lot of these folks don't even know how to cut. It was just stupid shit. I'm like, this doesn't even sound like me and stuff like. And she even admitted to saying it wasn't me several times and stuff like that. But like I say, when she gets mad and go off in her own little world and start reliving and revisiting things, she's like, you know what? Maybe it was you and stuff. Like, nah, it wasn't me. Stop playing with yourself. It's them hating ass motherfuckers that don't want to see you with me, and they'll do anything to keep you away from me away from you. So they'll plant seeds and stuff like that. That's okay. That. I had a good relationship with everybody at her job. Everybody, she actually tried to get me a job at her job, driving like the radio van and all like that. I'm the type of guy that I can come in the back door at the radio station, be all at her desk with her, like they loved me at that radio station. Why would I want to slander her name in any manner? And she has a teenage son that she has to fend for as a single mother. It's like those type of things. Like she knew how compassionate I was and felt for her in that manner. So for her to think like that and think that I was against it, that hurts.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Moving forward after that, then episode we saw, I guess a little bit later on, she was asking for a plan. Or planning. She was looking for a plan from you. She wanted to have a plan so she can move forward. Did you ever provide this plan? And if you did provide this plan, what was the plan?
And the thing was, we was asking for the plan on the show. I didn't want to. At that point of that show, I was really tapped out. I was really like, fuck it. It's a conversation that we've constantly had over and over and over and over. And at that particular time, she wanted to air it out on TV and talk and stuff like that, which was in a format kind of a setting. It wasn't organic and stuff like that. I could feel like if I explained it in my manner that I want, she wasn't going to take it the right way and receive it the right way. So I didn't even want to waste the energy and shit like that and make a fool of myself. So I just cut it short like that because it was pretty like, nah, fuck all that. You know what you know the plan. I've explained to you the plan. I've shared the plan with you umpteen thousand times. You just playing on my top now because these cameras are rolling. I'm not doing this fucking shit for TV. I'm doing this for real. Like, if you want to be with me, you want to be with me. Like, this is what it is. I'm not all this it just got to the point I was done with the extra shit for TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm not answering this question right now because the producer asked you to ask this question at this particular time. It ain't organic. When I had it on my mind last night, when I really wanted to discuss it and stuff like that, we was in our own space and we had that energy. Why couldn't we talk about it? Why you wasn't trying to hear me then? Because maybe you was on your phone or trying to figure out, where you gonna go to the next hookah bar at or something. You hear me? Like, everything got to be on your time and stuff like that. It seemed like it had to be on her time when it kind of time to be serious or talk about the important issues and stuff like that. And I didn't feel like that was fair. I felt like when I wanted to discuss a lot of things that was important to see, like, it wasn't. She didn't take it serious. So it was one of those times like, man, fuck that. I'm doing things on my time. And I didn't care. I had to do it on national TV and make folks think I ain't had no. I don't give a damn. The plan is to let y'all think I ain't got no plan, so you can think about me not having a plan and follow me and watch the plan be executed. That's the plan. And the plan is evolving right now. Look, Mr. Kojo, we on part 2 of this bitch interview. I see you had 10,000 views already off the first one in 10 hours. Let's see where this one goes.
Okay.
I got the plan.
Okay. Oh, by the way, this is not a check. Just because obviously demonetization, it's a swearing. It won't allow it to monetize if there's too much swearing. So if we could the swearing part, we have to take it out. Yeah, that's cool. No worries. It's not a check. It's just because obviously demonetization. Okay, cool. So you're saying for you the plan was Okay, wait. So just to make it short, I want to make sure you said the plan was this is the plan. So basically to create what similarly, is it the same thing we saw with Darian last season? Is it the exact same thing we saw? That same thing where it's like the plan isn't, because I don't think she was asking for that type of plan. I think she was asking for a plan financially. So how does the plan where you end up on a big platform talking about the show contribute towards a plan that relates to your relationship with Shorty? I just want to know that part.
Yeah, I mean, the plan was simple. With she knew I just basically wanted to just lead with action. What that meant for me was basically coming in, like I said, Denzel on fences, just dropping off the check every Friday. Because she wanted to be the financial one responsible for all those things. So I was like, all right, bet. I'm just gonna drop the money off. I'm gonna work. I'm just gonna drop the money off and let you, you handle these, you handle it, you get whatever account, you handle all the mortgages and stuff like that. Long as the air and stuff on, as long as I'm contributing this money, hell, if you don't even want to work, you don't. Just long as I'm bringing in that money to you, that was my plan. Like, in so many words to her. I mean, I put it down like that for her in so many ways. She know it.
Okay, I mean that would constitute. I mean that was constitute to there being no plan according to the format she was asking for. So if I ask for a financial plan, I get your plan in terms of status wise, potentially this show can open up doors. Let's be honest, and both yourself and Shorty Mac are now in the media front. It could definitely open up doors that can take you guys further. You guys could be in movies, you guys could be in TV shows, could be in all that kind of stuff later on. Which I agree. That's another plan. But the plan financially for the family, right?
Yeah.
There seems to be no plan in that regard. Therefore, when she says there's no plan, there is no plan, because there is no plan that you've mentioned so far to us that's about the financial aspect. It's about the media front, taking advantage of, the fact that you guys are on TV. That's great too. That's also a plan too, but it's not the plan that she was looking for. So for you, the plan is simply come in with a check, put it on the table, letting her handle it, because like you said, she's better at dealing with the finance, or at least she said she wants to handle the financial situation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. And if I felt like, hell, I want to, within a 6 months to a year, I want to take off and start my own company in this venture, then I should have enough money saved up. I want to, she would let me know these things, well, this is where we fit in. This is where we can get these type of things done and everything. We had many goals of like building businesses and stuff like that, between each other, from real estate to contracting and things like that. But everything takes money. And so it didn't give a damn if I was slinging burgers or whatever, just as long as I had the funds to supply whatever means that was needed, and I wanted to just be that guy.
Okay. So you were seeing her as the brains, and you were seeing yourself as the brawn. You had the money. You were going to get the money in, and she was going to be able to turn that into, as I would say, like multiply it in a sense.
Yeah, and this was sticking in her field pretty much. She was real estate, and she knew I could play with I do construction work. So
contracting. Okay.
Yeah, I can get down. So it worked hand in hand.
So why wasn't that the plan then? Why wasn't that the plan that you articulated? Because this could be a plan. If you're saying, listen, hey, look, I'm into contracting, you're into real estate, right? I want to bring this finances in. Let's see how we can utilize our skills together. I'm seeing us potentially doing up houses maybe, because you put down some floors and stuff. So I'm assuming you're good at your hands. You said that earlier on in the first interview. Why wasn't the plan that, okay, cool, then we go forward in this venture, this idea, and actually start, maybe do some real estate together. Like, why wasn't that articulated? Because what we saw was the frustration rather than actually any plan articulated.
I mean, that's a good question. And like I said, everything was good in that field. Everything was we was going in that direction. Like I say, Shorty came across a blessing, or as a financial blessing, and I guess she didn't look to me for that support anymore, as far as speaking on those type of investments with me anymore. Even thinking that I could be the one for her in that manner. And so a lot of that talk went away, and when it did, it almost like she was talking to me like I was the ignorant, like I didn't understand what she was talking about. Like my level of comprehension wasn't on hers, or I couldn't even understand. Try to make me feel stupid. So a lot of that conversation, I just went away from with her, because I was like, man, you don't even take me serious. You ain't even trying to even really get down with me like that anyway. So I kind of I just kept to myself and stacked bread and just focused on myself, because I didn't see that happening with her. I feel like every opportunity she had to show that she was up one on some motherfucker, I'm doing this better than you. If you ain't doing it like this already, then you ain't in type shit. It's like, oh man, I couldn't deal with her in them head. I'm like, nah. Okay. I wanted to. I mean, and these are things that just kind of these ways that Shorty had developed. Like she probably had them. She probably had these ways already, but as time progressed, I gotta say that she just showed different.
Okay, cool. And okay, so then the final scene, obviously, final scenes before the actual breakup scene. The actual breakup scene. You spoke about obviously Well, actually, before I get to our final scene, you did mention the fact that when you spoke to your brother, you know, you said you deserve better, basically, right? When you spoke to your brother, that you know, you feel bad even falling for this type of thing. What did you mean by that?
Cause, bro, like, man, like, it just goes back to my previous relationships. Like, I had some incredible, exceptional women. Like, Jay just was everything. Like, smart, just perfect, drop dead, gorgeous. Man. I had some beautiful women, and I just wasn't in a mature state to handle it and go and finish. I'm talking about relationships 5-6 years long. Type. These are the relationships I've been in with these women. And, like I said, I gave a lot of good energy and I gave a lot of my good essentials to Shorty that she didn't appreciate. That I know these women that wasn't with me before, that was with me in the past, would have died to just me show some of those qualities and stuff. It's just like a slap in the face. It's like, damn, those women were better than Shorty by a long fucking shot. You understand? And it was almost kind of like my punishment. Like, although Shorty was I was so enamored by Shorty, like I couldn't see past her ass at one point, but until reality kicked in, and she might say the same for me, in a sense. But
Okay. And you spoke on the show as well about the way that she spoke to you. You know, the way you felt that she spoke to you. How do you feel like she spoke to you? What was the way that Shorty was talking to you, you know, throughout the season, throughout the show and stuff?
Just, we call it down here in New Orleans, we say talk sporty, you heard me? Like, you know, just kind of like flip at the mouth, kind of got a little extra with it and stuff. And it's like, it only felt like that with the cameras and stuff like this. It's like at home when she want to pick arguments to like go do something else, she'll start a argument about something that ain't have nothing going on. We arguing about just to like create some fucking tension or drama. I just feel like she had a lot of that going on with her. Like, we shouldn't even have the type. The process really should have worked if we would executed everything that Dr. Nicole did. I mean, gave us the tools that she gave us to work with. But I don't think Shorty's completely invested in that. She had her own motives.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then final scene, obviously, cartwheel situation. We need to know what's going on. Cartwheel situation, sir. What the frick happened? Because, bro, I'll be honest with you, that did not look good. That scene. The cartwheel was cool. The cartwheel was cool, but I'm saying that scene was scary to be looking at, bro. I'll be honest with you, from our perspective.
I hear folks say scary. I'm like, scary? How? Like, oh man. I mean, we had an argument that night before. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, she had. I don't really want to get in details. It's personal, but anyway, we had an argument the night before. And I just knew that was gonna be one of our last moments of I knew that if I had to talk on that camera the next morning and stuff like that, and I was built with emotion and stuff like that, and those producers asked me to answer on or speak on particular subject and stuff like that, especially something that was already dead that I didn't even want to have to revisit. And I was gonna be triggered. So I kind of was just like at that fed up point, like, this shit ain't gonna work. Like, she gonna play on my top. She been playing on my top. I started just evaluating the whole rewind of the whole season. Like, man, she ain't ride for me one time. Like, I don't even think she gave me a compliment on that Joker. Like, I'm looking at all other couples and stuff. Man. I let her know how you feel. I let her know. And you know you probably about to get put out. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, she ain't gonna be able to handle it. Your truth. That's another thing about Shorty. You can tell your truth in so many ways. Like, I never would have been able to explain myself in a manner the way I did on camera. Back in the day, she would have hung up the phone within a minute. She would have never heard 2 minutes of that. But it's because those cameras rolling that she was able to actually sit in on it and listen. So that was another opportunity I was grateful for, because I never really got a chance to just let her have it like that throughout the whole relationship. Because she'll run from that shit, but she'll always think that she's in the good and the clear, and then when we get back together, for the moment to do our thing, that we could just forget about that stuff and not revisit it. But nah, that moment, that was pretty much me letting me know that I'm done with Shorty Mac forever. I know ain't no way she'll ever accept me being her life no more after I go off and talk like this. So let her have it full. And hell, I actually got emotional in that scene. I don't know if y'all know. Right before I walked out, right before I did the cartwheel, I had to walk out on the balcony, and catch myself. I got kind of caught up with right before I walked out there. It was just a bunch of emotion built up. So when I walked back in, when I went after coming on that balcony, I was pretty much said, "Fuck it," that's it. I felt free. I just whapped it. I hit the cartwheel and tried to do a handstand afterwards. You dig? Because like, for me, being free of Shorty Mac was like everything. Although you like, hi, what you mean being free? I was like, I never could just let myself ultimately just say fuck that woman and just go back to you can live without her. She's not everything in the world. I never had that moment with myself. I never was able to tell myself that in 3 years. I said, damn sure didn't know I was gonna be able to tell myself that on a national platform in front of the world to see me and show out in that manner. I would have never. But it happened like that, and it happened that way, and I have some regrets on my actions and my ways, no doubt. But did I act out of character, and was that very immature? And did I have to go so low and say some of the things I did? Hell no, I didn't have to do all that. But was I emotionally like wrapped up? And yes, I say, and I had a moment, and just I apologize if I offended anybody, made anybody feel any kind of way. But life happens, y'all.
Okay, so you do you see where it can look in that scenario, at least where it can look intimidating?
Intimidating? No, I ain't show no sign of aggression.
No?
But like I say, I know my facial expressions are a motherfucker. I curse with some authority and stuff like that. But I suppose, I mean, it's what you consider intimidating, what you consider scary. I don't know.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
just look at if you look at it from perspective, we men, right? Okay. And let's say you can see that I'm vexed about a situation. Yeah, you can see I'm angry about a situation, right? You can see I'm worked up. And if I start pacing up and down in a room, what's your first thought?
I mean, you know that you're trying to get your mind together. You're trying to
but then I start addressing you. But then I start addressing you, and when I start addressing you, the tone, I'm taking a certain tone to you. Like if I'm like how I'm talking to you now, you can tell my tone. I'm not being aggressive. I'm not trying to be rude with you. I'm just having a conversation. But if I say, listen, Kenneth, listen, let me talk to you for a sec, and I'm pacing up and down, you're gonna look at me a little bit differently. Right? You're gonna look at me slightly differently. You're gonna be wondering, what's this guy on? Like, why is he pacing up and down at a speed? And if I'm talking in a certain tone, you're gonna observe me very carefully. You might not think I'm gonna do anything per se, but you're gonna observe me very, very carefully.
Right? I dig it. And those were just my natural actions and instincts. And if it caused her to get some understanding and act right, and then kudos to me. You dig? She know one damn thing for sure. I would never, ever put my hands on him. I've never, ever put my hands on Shorty Mac. Would never dream about, even think about hurting her. First off,
she said you never
I
did.
know
She
I
did say that. You never
power
did.
over her. I'm damn near 6'4", you hear me? Not taking nothing. She 4'8". Yeah. Like, she's fragile. I wouldn't. It just, even beyond that, just that's not in my nature, in my heart. I love her. Like, I adore her.
Yeah.
Like, my goodness. Like,
no, she did say that. She did say that you never ever did that
no.
kind of got physical. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying necessarily. I'm not saying that you ever were trying to be physical. What I'm trying to allude to is make you aware of, when we talk about self-awareness, we talk about how do our behaviors come off to other people. Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy, because these behaviors never was something that, and she agreed, was never ever showed in our relationship. The phone incidents that we had that night after the first episode of shooting, I never ever done nothing like that to ever. This last episode, how I went out and cartwheeled out in the house, hell nah, we never had. I don't even think we ever had an argument in the crib like that, especially because her son was always. It never got to. We done said a couple things on our breath and a tone, but as far as us just going, nah. we were all pretty much already broken up and stuff like that. And then that's when our toxicity came in for us being on the phone, calling each other, then go cold turkey, don't talk to each other. Now I'm mad because I didn't get my point across. Now I'm emailing, now I'm texting and shit like that of that nature because I need, to see. But it wasn't like that in our household. So all this shit was new. And she, even when she said it, boldly bashing like the way I was, because I never talked because I was always afraid of losing her. So if I said something out of line, Shorty would disappear, and I might not talk to her for 2-3 weeks, and that's something I wasn't willing to deal with. So I was always walking on eggshells, especially with the way I talked to her. So this last episode, when I went off like that, that was it. That was me saying,
okay,
yeah,
okay. So you let her have it in a sense, basically. Like it's like everything built up in that moment, and you just let her have it. You know what I'm saying?
That was it.
Okay.
That was not something that was common in our relationship at all.
Okay. And then obviously after that we had the reunion time. Obviously, you guys come back on, but one of the things she said obviously was that you had kept on trying to be in contact with her. Did she block you? Did she change her number?
She did.
And did you still keep on calling?
No, the thing was, we had a reunion episode. We also we had a premiere party.
Okay.
Well, with a whole cast. We always in Atlanta. They put me on the flyer for the premiere party. We all showed up. It was basically supposed to look like a legit couple, saying, just for the blogs and stuff, so they wouldn't putting out all these stories right out, saying, at the beginning of the episode, first few episodes. So we got in there and stuff like that, and it wasn't set up anything like that for me. I didn't even have no section or anything like that up in there. Everybody had their own table. Shorty I think Shorty even came with a date, And so I'm in that bitch. Hey, oh, you got a date? Let's see if this guy a tough guy or whatever you dig. So I'm trying to make her uncomfortable in this place and stuff like that. Because if we supposed to make it look like we're together at the beginning of this episode and stuff like that, and we're here, then why is this other fuck boy around here, dude shadowing you around here like he Mr. Get Bad? So yeah, I'm walking all up in your grill like, what's down? Let's go dance. I'm pulling on you. Come on, let's go. Like, you my lady. I want this guy to say something to me or whatever and stuff like that. If this is your man, he gonna defend you, right? He gonna speak up for you and stuff like that. So this how the premiere party went. And I just was walking through that bitch like I'm carefree, like I'm not stunning whoever these dudes is, shadowing you, whatever, like protect. No, you put me on the flyer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's take some pictures. Yeah, let's look like all the award-winning couple. And just that me not having no fear or care about what was around me, like it kind of bothered her. And like, man, I don't give a that was that situation. And for as at the reunion and stuff like that, her mentioning what was it that you was asking me?
I was saying about the reunion. Obviously, were you calling and texting her after? Like when she blocked you and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I sent her an email, and I was being joking with her and stuff like that, just saying mighty, look how the mighty have fallen. And said you was talking all that shit and stuff like that now. Because she was telling me how bad I was going to catch it in the media and stuff like that from the show once she exposed me and what she used the word, you should like to use the word exhibit my ass and shit like that. So I'm like, so it was kind of me just being cocky with her, like, yeah, we both catching hell on this and stuff like that. But I was like, she had sent me another email like couple weeks before that, telling me that I was spreading lies and stuff about her and the case settlement that she had with the situation she went in with the radio station. I told her that wasn't me. That's a lie. I don't know what she's talking about. And so that was pretty much me responding to her saying, wow, look how you the mighty have fallen. You got to send that type of email to me, threatening me with lawyers, talking about I'm harassing you on my YouTube channel. I'm just showing the people that these are old videos of us having a good time and how we was living and stuff like that. And I'm not no damn monster, and that we was actually. And I have hundreds of videos, home videos that I have made that you agreed to, that you in the camera smiling, loving, and I can upload these for days. Yes, I'm gonna make a check off these YouTube videos. I'm gonna get them monetized as well, because you tried to make a check off me and come on here and do some cloud chasing for your name and everything like that. So yes, I'm being cocky. I'm talking shit on the email. I'm not nowhere near no shorty. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana. I have no desire to go around no goddamn shorty. I'm not no in love with no shorty. I'm so glad this time has came and passed, and me and shorty don't exist. I'm free. You hear me? Like, if anybody in the public I ever see me and shorty in that same proximity, you tell me to go the other direction. You dig? That's how I don't want to be nothing around no damn shorty, man. So she don't have no thought about me. I don't give a damn. I'm a strong, tall, handsome, brilliant, bright young black man, and I know who the hell I am. And I'm capable of, and I got it. You dig? You dig? Like, come on. That was a moment. I lost myself for a moment, but we back.
Okay. So when you said obviously at the event, the reunion, the party that you guys went to, had to do the premiere. I get what you're thinking is in terms of trying to show up, and we're meant to be together, so But do you see where this is problematic?
I see where it could be problematic, but you know what I'm saying? I see where folks be trying to start problems here. But don't start a problem if you can't really take it all the way to bring it to that level. Shorty was trying to start something. Shorty thought she was gonna have me come in that reunion and see her with another and flip at the premiere party and flip tables and stuff like that and get me out of character. Because the old Ken might have felt like that for you, but nah, not the new mature Ken that's on a whole nother level. You did this, not falling for your vicious, manipulative, vindictive ways. You ain't that. I made you feel like you were more than that. Like you bad, you cute, you got a little something, you got a little, but trust me, shorty, it ain't that deep. I'm talking about, I'll show you something that's bad. You hear me? Somebody that's, anyway. I love the people.
Yeah, I actually do understand that point as well, in terms of tit for tat, etc. We get it. We get that, right? But again, do you see how this will come across as intimidating once again?
Understood, but like I say, I ain't gotta say. I got you. I understand how that can come across as intimidating. I'm gonna just start answering questions yep.
No. I don't want to yet. What I don't mind a dialogue. If you don't get it, that's not the problem. Is when people don't want to have a dialogue.
No, I understand it, but it's like I don't want it to seem more than what it does, and it can seem like it's more threatening or worse than it is, and I just don't even want that to even be a thought about in my sense. Anybody that knows me, I'm the most softest, coolest, chillest person you can be around. No one is ever in fear. People come around me for excitement of life and safety. So that's just
no. I get it again, and I don't disagree that at all. I just think, I just want to make you aware again. I keep saying it. I want to make you aware, because boy to boy, I get it. There are times. Listen, if it was because we've seen a whole range of certain behaviors together, it's very difficult to see anything other. See, like, okay, let's say for instance, you, like you said, you went there and you were trying to, let's say, annoy the guy or whatever, right? That it was with her, right? If we hadn't seen any of the previous behaviors, everyone would have just said, okay, Kenneth's just being childish, or Kenneth's just like manipulating the situation. And it's not really a beef. But once we see all the other behaviors where there has been intimidation been involved, where you're taking the phone and when you add that all together, now we can't look at you even coming into that situation as just being a manipulative thing. Now we have to look at it as you're intimidating the person. So yes, you may not be scary for other people who maybe are not shorty or whatever, blah, blah. But when you're in a relationship, because you have a proximity to the other person, which is that you had a relationship with that person, these kind of behaviors become a problem. So now we have to look at it in a completely different way. We have to look at it as no longer just being, oh, Kenneth's just being childish, or Kenneth's just trying to prove something, or Kenneth's just trying to manipulate a situation. Now it becomes, again, I go back to that word, it becomes abusive, because all you're doing is control. And I'm trying to get you to understand that when you put it all together, it is no longer just, I just I did that a little bit. Now we have to look at it as a deeper thing. So I'm trying to get you to understand the gravity, so that it's you understand that this.
And I hear exactly what you're saying. I'm saying if it was a situation like that where these are my actions on a daily, and I was controlling, and I was just what you doing on your phone? You can't even be on the phone. It was never a situation like that ever in our relationship. It was never, like say, physical abuse. It was never, like I say, me and Shorty rarely even argue. You know what I'm saying? Like when we did, it'll be a bad argument. It could get verbal and stuff. But we out each other's way for months or whatever, or weeks, like. But my incidents were all milestone moments, I would say. And so for it to be looked at as abuse and stuff like that, and it wasn't something that occurred on a regular. It just reaches. It don't sit right with me. I mean, but
I get you. No,
from
I get you.
from other people's perspective, you know, especially if somebody never saw the show, like they never saw the show, and they came in on the end, like, and saw the cartwheel episode. Hell, that'll be enough to judge me just off that one show. You'll never know that I had a sensitive side, or that I was carrying. You would just think, oh, this motherfucker's drinking wine out the bottle. He drinking beer. I don't even know the beer he drinking. He doing cartwheels.
At least the chicken look good.
That girl out like that. Like, trust me, I get it. I see. I would even be saying the same thing coming from the outside, looking in and stuff. Even the snatching the phone, like, oh, he tripping, man. He supposed to be player, man. He won't be doing that. No, that's some female stuff.
No,
I can't even deny it, dog. You right.
No, and so what I'm saying is, again, I'm trying to, also handle that grace, because I'm also understanding those are key moments where emotions are running high. You know what I'm saying? Things are happening and they're moving at a very quick pace in those moments. And so it's not to say, the reason why I said about it, can you see the problem, is because it's the way you're explaining it. So it's not just you. Anybody who explains it in a particular way, I'm going to look at them a certain way and say, hey, can you not see the problem? So when I talk about abuse doesn't mean physical. Like, that's one aspect. We can talk about emotional. We can talk about mental. We can talk about spiritual. We can talk about financial. When we talk about abuse, we talk about intimacies, right? The areas of intimacy, which is sexual, physical, mental, spiritual, and I can't remember the other ones. I think there's 6 components, right? So when we talk about intimacy, we can also talk about abusing, meaning when I give you a vulnerability of mine, when I expose myself to you, will you take advantage now and take control and exert force on me? Not physical. So when I'm saying about going into that room and you're trying to show to her that, you know what, I want to look at this guy and see, if he's going to be, if it's really your guy, I can understand that. On a normal basis, I actually understand that. I get it, right? We've all done that, where we've gone into a room, you seen your ex, and then maybe like, you know what? Who's that guy, bruv? Are you dumb? I'm going to show levels. Do you know what I mean? I get that part, right? So I get it. I'm saying when you take all of it into account, it then can't be, it can't be free from saying just, oh, it's a moment. And that's what I'm trying to get you to see, that it's not a moment, because we've had several instances where you're in situations where your emotions lead you, and the emotions lead you to actions that are not befitting, and that leads to the abusive, the title we're giving you at this point, because it may not be every day. It doesn't have to be, but just in 3 or 4 instances with Shorty already, when you mention it, you talk about what you've done, and we're like, that's all it needs. 3 or 4. So I'm not saying you do it every day, and I'm not saying you ever hit her. We are clear in that. Shorty said it herself. Nobody's saying that you never hit her. Not that. But I want you to understand that abuse doesn't mean physical only. It can talk about how we utilize somebody's emotions, how we deal with them mentally in terms of their ideas and their thoughts. We can talk about verbal. I think I said it on my reviews. I think Shorty verbally abused you.
I was about to ask you, do you think I'm a victim of any kind of abuse, Mr. Cohen?
Of course. I think she verbally abused you. In certain instances where she talked against you was verbal abuse. She doesn't need to do it every single day. We just saw enough of a pattern on the show that you were suffering through verbal abuse. So at the same time, I think you're suffering through that. I have to also be open and say, yes, I believe she was verbally abused at points in time. And I think at certain points in time, you're emotionally abusing the situation. So now that's the toxicity we're talking about. That's toxicity, right? And I'm putting the word abuse on it so it becomes heavy.
That is heavy, man. That word is not a nice word.
It's not. And that's the reason why I say it, because what happens is when we say, oh, it's toxic, people don't realize it and then want to make a complete change. I don't want this to be a part of your thing ever again. Like the Kenneth I'm going to see in the next year, it's going to be a different Kenneth.
No doubt.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Because you realize that's not what I need to be. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to get you to see that from that point of view. I get what you're saying. I know why you're saying what you're saying. And I can understand the emotions in that moment. I'm not condemning you. I'm just trying to get you to see, look at this behavior here, bro. If we can change that, bro, you go from that to freaking amazing. Do you know what I'm saying? All right.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes plenty of sense for sure.
Okay. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate even hearing that, bro, because it's not easy to hear that. So I appreciate that, bro. Honestly, it's love for that.
And that's another thing. I've been trying to be more accepting to like constructive criticism, just people giving insight on us and just help, you know what I'm saying? I don't always have the answers and stuff, and I wasn't always the easiest to want to perceive and listen to, especially thinking that I know everything, but I'm not against that at all.
I appreciate it, bro. So for you, obviously, so let me ask a question. I think Dr. Nicole asked the same question. What part do you feel you played in the downfall of this relationship?
That's a good question. Probably not letting myself go when I knew it was really over. Like when I knew that it was time, and just not being just strong enough to admit it and just swallow it. Because yeah, we could have probably been better. We could probably even be friends to this day if I had to just let the relationship just be, just go. I kept pushing the envelope and wanting it.
Okay. Anything else for you?
Not being able to be completely honest with Shorty all the time because of worrying about the consequences of, or just the response she might be. I don't want to say consequences. It wasn't like she was my mother figure. I was gonna get my ass whooped or something, but just not knowing like what could come about if I was to like really express myself. Some people you can express yourself and they'll understand and they can take it. Some people they can't take it. It could be too much for them. They ain't willing to deal with it. They'll exit the situation. So I think I want to be not being completely honest and transparent with Shorty throughout the whole relationship and keeping things from us, try to protect the longevity of it and stuff like that was definitely bad on it. Hindered us a lot.
That's real. Okay.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Okay. So where do you go from here? Where do we go from here, Kenneth? I mean, you and Shorty in communication? Is it over? Like what's the scenario now at this moment?
No, at the moment, me and Shorty, we're not in communication. I don't even know if she considered me a friend. I have no malice in my heart towards Shorty. To this day, I still love her a great deal. She's a wonderful person. I wish her nothing but success and whatever she decide to do in life and grow with. But I'm just me. I'm not tripping on a relationship like tip on anything right now. I'm just really focused on myself and just developing and just being the best version of me I can be. I have responsibilities to take care of. I got a future that's promising, so I'm just ready to just get to work overtime mode, you dig?
I appreciate it, Cap. I appreciate it.
So,
listen, Yeah, I want to appreciate you as well. Listen, it's not easy to come on this platform. Not everyone comes on this platform. Some people dodge. So let's be honest. You know, the fact that you came on here, bro. You know, you see my reviews as well. So I appreciate first and foremost you being transparent enough to come on a platform, give us your viewpoint, tell us your side of the story as well. Tell us your truth. I really do appreciate it. I honor that, bro, because you could have easily said, "Nah, it's not for me," and gone and not done anything with it, right? But
Man, no problem.
You know, and I respect that as a man to man. I respect that, bro. Number two, I also respect the fact that, bro, when I gave back the feedback, you've taken that on board. You ain't trying to fight me. You ain't trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to you ain't trying to get at me. You just tried to take it on as well. And I appreciate that fully as well, bro. Man to man once again, you know, going forward. I also want to say as well, look, you know what? I think we got an insight into the relationship between yourself and Shorty. I think there are some problems on both sides. So I'm glad you came on here and told your side of the story, because I think there needed to be your side of the story, because I felt like there was more to the story than what we just got from Shorty's side. I think there was more that we needed to know. I think there was another side that we needed to see. I think there was more information that would have helped for us to be able to see the full picture of what went on between yourself and Shorty, right? Because TV
no doubt.
right? And my final points for you is, listen, Kenneth, I want to see you win. Okay, I want to see you win, because you're already doing well already in terms of your career wise, like you've told us. You know, you're a hustler, you're a winner. You know what I'm saying? You stand up tall, and you try to make things happen. I want to see one or two things now. One, and I tell this to everybody, reflection time. Taking the time to reflect on all that's happened in terms of relationships. I just want you to reflect. Even if you can, even if you reach out to, whether it's myself or someone else, I don't really care who it is, like, just to reflect and tell your story in full. Because as men, we don't get to tell our story. I don't know how many times you've told your childhood too, or your story about what you've gone through, right, to anybody, but that will help a lot, because we as men don't talk about this stuff, and then it affects us as we're going through life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I want you to sit down, just reflect on life, and just think about what you've kind of gone through, and take that time to really analyze what's happened. And number two, I just want you to just take time for yourself, heal. If there's therapy on the table, grab a therapist, whatever. And therapy doesn't mean that you're mad. If therapy just means, listen, that the way you're thinking is based on what you've gone through. Do you know what I'm saying? So, because what you gave me in the first interview, bro, I was like, whoa, bro, like, I don't know if you can see, but you've gone through a lot. You play it off as men, that's what we do, but you've gone through a lot. And until you start getting it off and start, you know, giving it to somebody, it's gonna always come at you. So I want you to just take that time, bro, review situation. Please, if you can, get a therapist, counseling, whatever it is, get someone that can just listen to you, because you've got a lot to give and you've got a lot to get off your shoulders and off your chest, and that would help you greatly going forward, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I want to see you continue to win. You know what I mean?
I received that, and it's not the first time I've heard it, and I've heard a whole lot more now that my whole business in the aired out to the world. So you know, you hear that many times, goddamn, I'm go for it, and I'm going for it. So I'm gonna keep you updated on that, and possibly, man, we can do a recap video on that, how that goes, and I share my experience with that.
I would appreciate, bro. Again, again, thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You people don't know, because the reason I'm saying this, because, bro, when I reached out to you, bro, you was down, and you said, let's do it, let's chop it up. You didn't do, you know what I'm saying? So for me,
man,
I appreciate that, bro. That's a win for me. All right. So, Kenneth, I appreciate you so much. Again, we'll chop it up behind the scenes. I know we will. Audience members, thank you so much. Regardless of whatever you feel as an audience member, we always show respect to the people on this interview, because it's never easy coming on here. And I appreciate the fact you took on the feedback as you have. And that, for me, shows a mad level of respect. So, again, once more, audience members, please have a good night tonight. We appreciate you for turning out. You lot came out strong. And I'm sure this will do numbers as it should do.
Tell the people where they can follow me at, on Instagram.
Yes, tell them, sorry, bro. Tell them, Kenneth. Sorry, go for it.
My Instagram account, my old Instagram account was hacked at Mr. Real McCoy. So my new Instagram is Kenneth_ put a ring on it. You can also follow me on my other Instagram account at That Skinny Fat Man, which is my food blog. And you can follow me on my YouTube channel at Put a Ring on It, Kenneth. So subscribe to those channels. Follow me. It's all love. Appreciate you for having me, Mr. Kojo, for sure.
No worries at all, Kenneth. I appreciate you guys. Audience, au revoir. It's been amazing for the last 2 hours. Thank you again, Kenneth. Part 1 and part 2 was amazing. I appreciate you, bro. That's part of the plan. I know you got that in plan in your mind, so don't worry about it. I appreciate the plan. All right, guys, we'll see you again very, very soon. And yeah, much love and appreciation. Don't do anything I wouldn't do out here, baby.